Hello everybody, welcome back to our next match today. I'm Gods from Beyond the Summit and we're doing the Dotatalk League. That's the one. It's a 17 team. We've got 4 groups of 4. We've got some awesome teams in Southeast Asia as well as China, and that's what we're looking at now. We've got a Chinese Dota game with Rising Stars up against Zenith, who we just saw take down Neolution Esports Thailand. As we're going to hop ourselves right into the bands and pick Zenith. They've come out of basically hibernation, and they've done so in a pretty strong way. They managed to completely destroy Neolution Thailand in about 27 minutes. They had a slightly slow start, giving up the first 2 towers, giving up a first blood, but once they got moving, once they got some momentum, it was just all over for the Thai team. But right now they're up against, well, I'd say a slightly tougher team, or at least a slightly tougher team to break down. The team Rising Stars from China. They're sort of this big dark horse. They've got some sort of, I'd say, semi-known players from China. This is not the Super from DK, guys. I know a lot of people are saying, what, Super's playing with Rising Stars? It's a different Super. It's someone else. But the rest of the team, the players, they've got some former Team Noah's Ark players, some former other Chinese pro players. So they've got themselves, well, a mixed team here and looking to sort of get known on them slightly more. On a slightly more bigger scale, as we'll see them take on Team Zenith here. This is, well, as good a chance as any to get some recognition. Taking down a team like Zenith would definitely get you some good street cred, but we're going to see whether or not they can do it. They're going to be up against a Lone Druid, as Lone Druid and Rubik are going to be the first 2 picks for Zenith. Rising Stars grab themselves the mag with the first pick, and this is following a Keeper of the Light, Lifestealer, Batrider, and Nyx Assassin bans. Same 4 bans as last game, and no complaints here. I'm happy to see all 4 of those heroes banned out. The Nyx Assassin Carapace is a bit of a joke. Lifestealer seems to be getting picked every single freaking game. And Keeper of the Light is, well, Keeper of the Light. Not to mention the potential for a Phantom Lancer every time there's a Keeper of the Light picked up, which is just not fun to see. So, no complaints here from the bans. Mag's always a sort of fun hero to watch in play, as we'll see that being picked up by the Chinese team. As they got 2 more picks coming their way. Probably going to grab one of their supports here as well as... well, maybe one of their, maybe another solo or they sort of carry. They get themselves Brewmaster Shadow Demon. I was expecting a Shadow Demon, but Brewmaster comes up. Well, it is a Chinese team. The Chinese love to run this hero. They would most likely run it as a solo mid, which puts Mag into the off lane, which is not really the easiest place to be laning a Mag, unless we see Mag at mid and Brewmaster playing a farming role. But then where do you get your damage from? Where do you get your carry potential? You can't really take it to the mid to late game without any sources of damage. So that's where the Brewmaster safe lane Mag mid doesn't really work out. I think more likely we see Mag in the offlane, Brewmaster head mid, and Brewmaster come mid to late game team fights. Drunken Haze is going to be very useful up against the Lone Druid Spirit Bear. Not to mention it's just a great initiation. You've also got the Cyclone on his Primal Split, which you can use as sort of counter or semi-counter. So all in all, it's a nice little pick to counter this lineup, but the problem is they need another source of damage. They're going to need some sort of a carry, and this gives them some weak lanes. This sends Mag into the off lane most likely, or maybe looking to just do some sort of semi-jungling based on what he's possibly up against. And something that Zenith can do is send an offensive tri lane. If they see a hard carry get picked up, they can run Lone Druid as a safe lane solo up against the Mag in a 1v1 matchup. And then just have that sort of offensive tri lane look to shut down the Rising Stars carry. While they carry Lone Druid, he wins that lane against Mag. That's no problem for him. And then they're tri-lane versus tri-lane. Maybe they don't have to necessarily win it. They just have to slow down the carries farm on the Rising Stars side. Some people asking who are the Zenith players. I'm asking who's drafting. How have you not heard of X Freedom? X Freedom's the one doing the drafting. You've got Ice, the former Malaysian player from Orange Esports. You've got NWP, who is Yamate. And you've got Ice, who's playing as some Chinese characters. And then we've got XY, who played that ridiculously farmed Chaos Knight last game. So all carry bans coming out from Zenith. They realize that this Rising Stars team has no carries. They need some sort of DPS, or at least some semi-carry potential coming out. And right now they've got absolutely none of it. So bans on the Void, Anti-Mage as well as Luna. While Rising Stars, they ban out some supports for the most part. Sand King, Chen, and Enigma to get taken out of the pool. Zenith do need another support of their own, and there's a PL still there. Oh my gosh. We get ourselves a PL game. This feels like deja vu from the G League finals. PL versus Lone Druid. It's happening all over again. This is something that Zenith are going to want to look to punish. I'd love to see them go off into tri-lane. As said, Lone Druid can handle that 1v1 matchup against the Mag in the offlane, and now you just need to make yourself a strong offensive tri-lane. Something like a Rubik, Lena, Jug. Anything along those lines. You can even go with like a Darkseer tri-lane. I mean, if you really want to go full LGD international style, it's something like a Darkseer tri-lane or a Clockwork tri-lane. I have to wait and see what they look to go for, but I definitely would like to see some sort of aggressive tri-lane. Gyrocopter still in the pool as well, as someone has mentioned. Gyrocopter could definitely work out in this kind of a matchup. As they grab a Tidehunter, so not really the best hero to have an offensive tri-lane with. So there's the call from Calicot. Cancer Lancer comes out, makes an appearance. As Tidehunter, well, with Tidehunter, it's really hard to go offensive tri-lane. This is not a particularly strong hero for an offensive tri-lane, and Storm Spirit is the last pick. So we're going to be seeing an off-lane Lone Druid, it looks like. This sends off-lane Lone Druid, safe lane Storm Spirit. XY is in Southeast Asia is basically considered the best Storm Spirit there is. He is considered to be like the king of Storm Spirit players in Southeast Asia. Of course, it's an XY Storm, man. This guy is like absolutely phenomenal on that hero. He's going to be picking that one up. And so we're going to now hop ourselves into this game. That puts Yamate onto his Queen of Pain. Ice is going to be playing the offlaner as usual. He's on that Lone Druid, so he's going to be looking to be as annoying as possible in that top lane. Look to basically pull creep waves from behind using the Spirit Bear, or from over here, wherever it may be. And they look to do their best job at preventing that while getting the Phantom Lancer nice and farm. Phantom Lancer, it looks like, will be given pretty much uncontested free farm at top lane. Lone Druid will be heading towards the top lane. Stout Shield is up. Well, some regen. He actually bought some Observer Wards of his own, so he takes one for the team. Well, 2 sets of Observer Wards on this Radiant team, as it looks like Rubik as well will be having some. So we've got Ice, the Malaysian player, playing the Rubik. We've got XY playing his Storm Spirit. I'm excited to see the XY Storm Spirit. Yamate playing the Queen of Pain. Lone Druid by Ice, and Tidehunter in the hands of X Freedom. It's going to be a support Tide. Well, over on the Dire side, the Chinese team, it is Rising Stars. And quite true to their name, they are one of the sort of the rising upcoming teams in China, looking to make a name for themselves. They're a bit of a dark horse in this tournament. We have to wait and see what they can do here up against Team Zenith. We've got In July playing the Mag. Over in the mid lane, we've got Air, the former Noah's Ark player from Team NA in China, playing the Solar Mid Brewmaster. We've got Zhao Tuji playing the Phantom Lance. We've got Super, not to be confused with DK Super. This is a different Super, playing the Shadow Demon. Then finally, XDD, who I believe is also a former Noah's Ark player, playing on the Leshrac. So there's your strong support combination. The tandem with the Shadow Demon and Leshrac, they're going to be looking to make sure that Lone Druid does not come anywhere near this lane. Early Observer Wood placed up here on the high ground, and early Observer Wood here in the jungle, immediately dewatered by Super. Question is, can they prevent this Lone Druid pull coming out? Looks like the pings are there. He needs to get here quick. He'll make it. He'll get this in time. As the main job here for the supports, do as much damage as possible. Ooh, Leshrac, that's a bad start. You need to hit that stun. If you hit that stun, well, the creep wave provides some extra damage. You're not going to kill it off right off the bat, but it does slow it down. As Lone Druid, well, he's looking to be as annoying as possible here with this Spirit Bear. Bring this creep wave to himself as soon as possible. PL already forced to use a Tango here, and this is really the beauty of all this. You're going to force the PL to farm under his tower. He tried to resist it. He tried to keep it out, but now he's back farming under his tower. The question is, can you time those last hits? And some of those great last hits can generally do it, but it's not always going to be easy. As so far, so good for him. He is going to miss this one, though. Oh, nope, he lances it. He gets 3 of the 4 under his tower, so decent start for him at the top lane, but it's Lone Druid who's also going to be getting some CS here, it looks like. Also gets 2 denies off. So 2 denies on his own creep wave. That's farm that Phantom Lancer is not getting there. Mid lane, we see the Queen of Pain up against the Brewmaster. A matchup which is slightly favoured towards Queen of Pain, but Brewmaster just needs to rush a bottle to be as tanky as possible, as hard to kill as possible. Then we've got the tri-lane at bottom of the Radiant team up against that offlane Mag, who will struggle a bit to get farm, will struggle to get XP. The lane ward as well going to make it especially hard for him to basically use Fog to his advantage, because there really isn't any when you've got that ward. They know exactly where Mag is going to be at all times. So all in all, both teams, much like last game, are just going to be trading farm on their carries. Phantom Lance are going to have a slightly tougher time at top because of these Lone Druid pulls. Storm Spirit up against an offlane Mag. Well, he has a much better time. Tide, as well as the Tide Rubik. These are 2 heroes who can look to get aggressive early. They've got this early smoke. Tide has been sitting up for some time. They actually look for a first blood here. Tide's coming in from the side here. I don't know if the Mag was quite expecting this. Nope. Rubik isn't really there. X Freedom now to level 2. Just drops an Anchor Smash. Backs off. Once again, going to be looking for this pull here. Probably going to just use it now. Although you haven't double stacked it, you can pull this secondary camp over. just to be as annoying as possible here. X-Freedom on his own, just zoning out of this lane, and it looks like we will see the pull now coming from ice. So standard play from both teams so far as we take another look at mid lane. One of the matchup, the only lane where we're actually seeing sort of some hero versus hero action, and it's Brewmaster who's struggling to farm. 9-7 CS on Yamate, Brewmaster 4-0. He's got his bottle out on the way now. Just a ground courier, needs to be careful doesn't get sniped. Doesn't happen. And Lone Druid at top lane once again, looking to be as pesky as possible. He now gets himself up to level 3, resummons the bear before it takes damage, so making sure that he can pull that back to him. Doesn't want to be feeding away gold at all in this top lane to the supports. As Brewmaster finds himself a rune, so regen rune at top. He's up to level 4, Queen of Pain 4.5, so Queen of Pain with a slight edge there. And that's something which should just keep on, well, probably continue less so now that Brewmaster's hit some, now that Brewmaster's got his bottle, especially once he gets his boots up as well. It's even harder to sort of stay ahead on this mid lane as far as farm and CS goes. Brewmaster can just spam clap to help last hit, refill it with the bottle, and be pretty okay. And we can see him do this. Clap the Queen of Pain whenever Queen of Pain comes near for harass, and he's still got this regen rune bottle up. He's going to just pop it now. Make sure he can get himself up to full HP. He doesn't want to try and use it when he's already too low. And here we go. Smoke gank, it's coming top. They want to get this Lone Druid, and ooh, he pings directly on top of them. Not sure if he saw it or what. Oh, he walks into Leshrac. Problem is, it's Leshrac. You need the Shadow Demon there. Shadow Demon should have been lower down. Looks like Lone Druid is maybe going to come check the 4-minute rune, and a wasted smoke gank coming out of Rising Stars. Would have been a difficult kill to get with just level 2 on the 2 supports, but a definitely possible kill to get. As Brewmaster still taking a lot of harass here in mid lane. Top, PL, is this a solo kill? Looks like he saved himself using that salve. Half a second of salvage was all he needed there. PL almost kills him on his own. Rune is going to be top, and looks like Queen of Pain going to be the one who grabs this one. Super's rotated. He's coming in top lane. He's going to basically keep this Lone Druid out of lane. Try to get a fast tower for their Phantom Lancer. Meanwhile, bot, the 2 supports, X-Freedom and Ice, they're going for a gank in a roam of their own. Brewmaster's already backed off, and this is one of those things with Rising Stars. They've seen this Tidehunter. They know this Tidehunter had smoke. In July, would have checked his inventory, said, hey, this Tide has smoke. As soon as he goes missing, he warns their Solomon. He says, Brewmaster, these supports are missing. Watch out. They could have smoked up. And with Queen of Pain having a DD rune, he definitely expects him to get aggressive. So he goes into his own juggle, tries to get himself up to level 6. He's doing a bit of bottle crowing. He's going to wait to go back towards this mid lane. Problem is, when he does, there's a lane ward there waiting for him. Provide plenty of vision of what's coming in. Top lane, the tier 1 tower does go down. Picked up by the Dire side, so PL not getting the last hit on it, as he's got Tranquil Boots. We'll be looking for that fast Diffusal Blade, I can imagine. Maybe we see the drums come first, but more likely than not, it's just straight into Diffusal Blade. Bottom lane, how's Mag? He's up to level 4, Storm Spirit level 5, so until we see that level 6, it will be hard to start getting some kills in that bottom lane. And all in all, both teams playing this very, very safe and cautiously so far. 0-0 so far. Nice at the bottom lane. He's up to level 3 on himself. So this is one thing which is going to be what you want to look at now. At this point, when you have a killless game at 5, 6, 7 minutes in, whatever it may be, you have to look at who's got the more farm supports, because generally both teams will be farming their carries. Radiant team is slightly more farm on their solo, the Queen of Pain and Storm, but you can make up for that with levels on your support here. It's Tide level 3, Rubik level 3. Over on the Dire side, you've got a Leshrac level 3, and Shadow Demon level 2. So slight edge going the way of the Radiant team. Also Leshrac having only just hit level 3. So there's a bit of XP lead. Well, a fairly solid XP lead going the way of Zenith. Up by about 1.5k XP here. With the solo Queen of Pain out leveling the Panda and Brewmaster as well. He's level 5 to the level 7 on Queen of Pain. He's about to hit level 6 though. So really just realistically just one level behind. Oh, this top Spirit Bed. This could be taking a fall here. Doesn't look like there's any way to run. Edict damage is there, level 2 on the Edict as well, and they bring it down, so nice little 100 gold boost going the way of the Leshrac. Also XP, both him and Leshrac get up to level 3.5. Still no kills going either way here. Brewmaster, Boots Bottle level 6, Queen of Pain, well, level 7.5, approaching level 8, and finally Xanth decide to go for a bit of a push of their own. Straight Oblivion Staff on the Storm Spirit. Do we see a potential initiation coming out on Mag anytime soon? It's not going to be easy to get it. Looks like a player DC'd here. Hopefully it's not the Mag, because he's walking forward. That could be getting himself in a bit of a tough position if it is him. Top lane PL. Zaltuji getting some decent farm, and oh, it is the Mag. I was about to say, this is very aggressive positioning for the Mag, because He's not really achieving much moving forward here. Maybe he's in a position where he won't die, but at the same time, why even be here? Unless you're maybe just looking to drop a shockwave to slow down this push, but chances are this is just an unnecessary risk coming out from the mag. And we could see Storm Spirit jump on. If you get a Storm Spirit jump with a Telekinesis and a Gush, we could see a kill being picked up. Level 2 only on the Skewer. Have to see if Zenith think they can go in here. There is a level 3 pull. Imagine Mag, when as soon as the unpause comes, he's just going to skewer backwards. You can skewer backwards, Storm won't be able to fly in and grab you in time. Queen of Pain with a really big lead on this mid lane as far as farm goes. Brewmaster with just 15 creep kills. 39 and 17 on Queen of Pain. Yamate having a fantastic time there. Big XP lead, big farm lead. So all in all, Rising Star as well. Not an ideal start for them, XP especially, but gold not too far behind. But man, look at there's 3 heroes in this game with decent CS, and there's a huge drop off. 15 CS on Brewmaster, 14 on Lone Druid. You expect it for Lone Druid in the off lane, but Brewmaster really struggling at mid. Not really a matchup you'd think would normally be this one-sided. The ping may be having some slight effect here, although I imagine for the Chinese it's not absolutely terrible. Looking at, well, 99 ping for Yamate, and the Chinese players sitting around 140. So, I mean, 140 ping, perfectly playable. No issues there as far as being able to 1v1 at mid. I mean, it's only a 50 MS difference, so this is nothing to do with the pings here at mid lane. This is just Yamate being basically one of the premier solo mid players in Asia. It's sort of where he got the nickname Y-God from. Looks like both teams are ready to go. Go is the call coming out from Rising Stars as Mag. Is he going to get jumped here at bottom lane? He's still walking forward. Needs to be careful. Looks like with this creep wave dying, they're not going to try and go on him. They just want this tier 1 tower. Trying to get some more chip gold done. Tread's picked up now on Queen of Pain as Storm Spirit. Well, it is going to be that straight Orchid Malevolence. That's going to be how you look to basically, well, shut down, jump the Brewmaster, kill him before he pops the ultimate, and same for the Mag. Not the ultimate, well, the ultimate as well as the Skewer. The escape spell as well, the big teamfight spell. Prevent those from being used. And this is all about the PL. Drum of Endurance. No straight diffusal coming out from him. Build we saw Jogo in that infamous PL vs Lone Druid matchup in the G League Game 4. And he's got his fast drums now. He's level 6 as well. This will give him some nice early stats boosts. But you need the diffusal for when the fights start breaking out. Oh, he's looking for Killy. We'll get this drop shot. Lance. Oh, it misses. That's not ideal, and there's going to be a TP coming in. It's going to be coming out from the Queen of Pain. This looks like a dead Shadow Demon. There's no escape here. Shadow Demon going to take a fall here. Lone Druid also going to get the last hit. First Blood! I didn't even realize it's a First Blood. We're 8 minutes in, I'm thinking, this is just a standard, like, counter gank. Get yourself a support kill. It's actually a First Blood going the way of Lone Druid, so Nice Size gets himself up to 700 gold now with those Tranquil Boots. Yamate was on the ball with the TP in, as it does give Brewmaster a bit of space to farm here at the mid lane. Bottom lane. Rising Stars looking to go for this rune. Looks like Zenith have spotted things out here. Denies the rune from this cheeky little spot here. I didn't actually know you could do that from here. It makes sense. I mean, 600 range, it should be able to reach there, but I've never actually seen it done until now. I think you need that Observer Ward vision, because I think you get fogged by this tree, but they've got... No, they haven't got vision. They get a ward down here now. That's an interesting ward spot coming out from ice. So I believe it reaches the rune. Also gives some ramp vision. Also across the road. Oh no. We've missed a kill. It's come out from the Brewmaster here at bottom lane. He rotated bottom. Finds his team a kill. It's a 4 hero kill as well. They bring down the Storm Spirit there. Looks like they had to use a Soul Man to disable from him. That's a Storm Spirit who's getting greedy, going for a tier 1 tower. As I need to stop looking at ward spots and actually try and follow the action here. Counter push coming at mid from NWP. Brewmaster's back mid. He didn't even have to use his ultimate, which was the key thing there at bottom lane. He still goes ultimate up if he can try and find an opening. Shadow Demon Leshrac. This is that Disruption Split Earth combo, which you can look to set up kills like what happened at bottom lane on the Storm Spirit, I can only imagine. There's an uncharacteristic death coming out of XY Storm Spirit at bottom. And you still got PL farming. Uncontested. This guy, you cannot let a PL free farm, man. Zenith, I hope they have a battle plan for dealing with him in the next 5-10 minutes, because he's going to have a very fast Diffusal Blade coming his way. Unless we see some contest at top lane. Lone Druid, what's he picked up? Gloves are hasty. We'll be going for the Maelstrom build. At least it looks that way. And so he's going to send himself back top lane, try and take this PL on in the farm wars at top lane. He can do so in a 1v1 matter. The problem is he's prone to being ganked. Lance comes out from the PL, and with this drum he has a lot more mana and just general stats actually use that Lance spam to harass off the Lone Druid. Problem is Lone Druid with Tranquil Boots can heal off a lot of that harass very, very easily. Zenith now, well, trying to get their ultis up. For them, that mid-game teamfight when they can actually look to basically pressure the Phantom Lance, it comes at level 6. When you've got a Ravage, you've got your Spell Steal. That's where the two supports can really have a nice little impact. For Shadow Demon and Leshrac, they don't really get a whole lot stronger once they hit the level 6 mark. They're looking for an engagement now, bottom lane. Not going to find one as the escape is there. Storm Spirit looks like he chewed through a lot of mana to get out of it this time, but the tier 1 tower push is coming. Level 8 on Brewmaster. Lone Druid actually going to TP himself into the fight here just to make sure they can defend this. He up to level 2. Can they try and push this down? Leshrac, man, don't go running in so far. He gets entangled up right off the bat. Taking a lot of damage here. We just need to see it. Well, Fadebot coming in. Can they bring down the Leshrac? Doesn't look like they'll be able to do so. Luckily, he's shielded from his teammate. Pop that salve. Heal yourself up. There we go. Angel actually gets entangled up by this Brewmaster again. These entangles, man. Ice with the TP in. Achieving a lot with it. Meanwhile, it's mid lane. Tier 1 tower will go the way of NWP to Yamate. And bottom lane, well, Rising Star's not really achieving a whole lot. They even TP in the Phantom Lance, and knowing that this level 4 Spirit Lance could provide a solid amount of DPS here. Get that Spirit Bear maybe. They probably have the damage to bring it down if they want to. Oh, another Entangle comes out, this time on the Shadow Demon. Forces to disrupt himself. Meanwhile, Mag gets burst down on the sidelines. Queen of Pain on Storm Spirit makes sure of that. So no RP in this fight. And they're going to lose more, it looks like. Shadow Demon, he's got nowhere to run and hide. No TP scrolling that. Blink. Scream. One more right click. Lone Druid gets another kill. Gets his second kill of the game. As Zenith find themselves up 3 kills to 1 here at the bottom lane. The tier 1 tower easily defended. Got X Freedom who rotates top. Gets himself up to, we'll see him get him up to level 6 now as well. After this creep wave. Meanwhile mid, Brewmaster still hasn't found the opening to use the ultimate. That's really the big problem for Rising Stars. They get kited around. Not in your traditional sense of getting kited around as far as you hit, you run, you back off, you use stuff like Force Staffs to... It's not kiting around to prevent them attacking, it's kiting around to keep them from using these ultis. They chip at the mag, get him nice and low, and by the time, once he gets down to about half HP or 2/3 HP, then they jump him. And they kill him fast enough that he can't get off an RP. And once he's dead, well, suddenly Brewmaster's like, well, I can't really find an opening to get off a good ultimate. He hasn't got a Blink Dagger. Until we see a Blink Dagger on someone like this Brewmaster, it gets really hard for him to engage into these fights. Same for the mag. But mag a lot further away from anything like a Blink Dagger. I'm probably looking for the fast Arcane Boots before he looks for a Blink Dagger. Mid lane now, we've got 3 heroes grouped up for the Rising Stars. But most of this, well, it looks like one Radiant Ward further down the river spotted most of this movement. Is there more smokes coming out from these 2 heroes? Doesn't look like they've got one just yet. There is one coming out, so they realize they need to get more active on the map. Not going to be anything to smoke this, to scout out this smoke gig, except, well, Zenith with some map awareness here. It's going to be a 5-man smoke as well. Question is, where do they look to go? Are they really going to be looking to gank Ice here? He's looking, well, is this like a Vlad's build coming out from him? He's got a Ring of Regen. Does give him some passive regen, but I mean, the makings of a Pipe or a Vlad's, he's not really the main carry here when you've got a Storm Spirit as well as Queen of Pain. They are going to rotate bottom lane. They're going to run right into Ice. Good news, they get a kill. Bad news, it's just going to be a Rubik kill, and maybe they're not even getting that. He's maybe able to get out of here. Nope, there's no good news. It's all bad news. They run into a Rubik, they don't succeed in killing him. Now they're going to find the Lone Druid here. Have they got enough damage to bring him down here? There's a Soul Catcher lucky. Tied with a Ravage. Catches out most of the heroes there. Leshrac narrowly avoids here. Shadow Demon will be the first to take a fall. Ice still alive on low HP. In July gets off an RP, but it's not going to really do enough here. X3 still trying to fight his way out of this one, taking no damage whatsoever. Triple kill for Yamate. Brewmaster takes up the Lone Druids on the sideline, as does the Tidehunter goes down. He goes down to the Phantom Lance, but Storm Spirit's here with an Orchid. The Orchid helps bring down the Phantom Lance, and that's a 4-hero Ultra kill going to Yamate. Absolute destruction coming out, as it looks like the one survivor, the Brewmaster, TP's home. He was off on the side there. TP's out, gets out of there okay. But what a fight coming out from Zenith. Queen of Pain, Yamate, getting the work done, and he's going for a second Orchid for this team. Not just Storm Spirit who's going to have one. Storm Spirit whose Orchid helps ensure the kill on the Phantom Lance of that fight. And now we'll have one for the Phantom Lance and one for the Brewmaster. I mean, you can even be using one on the Mag here. Just having these extra Orchids is always going to come in use. I don't doubt that. Brewmaster is getting close to a Blink Dagger. He's actually got enough gold for it, so we'll see that Blink Dagger up now. Ultimate's still on cooldown. He also wants to hit that level 11 mark. That's going to make a big difference having a level 2 ultimate. It really increases the power, especially around the 15-minute mark. That level 1 ulti just doesn't do enough damage. Doesn't have the duration needed. As Queen of Pain completed Orchid now. So 2 Orchids are up. Storm as well as Queen of Pain both having one. Queen of Pain with 100 CS now. 4-0-3. What a fantastic start here on Yamate. And the Smoke Gank just not paying off the Rising Stars. They're in a tough position right now. And even with ultimates like Tide Ravage on cooldown, Zenith to say, hey, let's keep getting aggressive. We've got level 10 Storm. We've got support to a level 7, level 8. We can get pickoffs. And Brewmaster, he may have a Blink Dagger, but he has not got an ultimate. He gets jumped to the mid lane. There will be an Orchid coming out regardless, just for a bit of damage boost. Make sure there's no claps coming out. It's, I mean, basically you can just cast it for free. 100 mana, not a big deal for the Storm Spirit. Now they're going to transition to this tier 2 tower. They leave Yamate top lane. He's maybe looking to try and chip away at this tier 1 top. Try to take it on his own. He has to deal with the Phantom Lancer though. Does have some bottle charges to help heal him up there. As it looks like the tier 2 at mid is going to be brought down. Lone Druid is there. Tide Ravage coming up in about 15 seconds time, and Zenith now looking very good. Get themselves up to, well, about an 8-9k gold lead. Tower does get denied, unfortunately, as it looks like Zenith deciding they don't want to overcommit to this, especially with the Tide Ravage on cooldown. It's now up. But if Rising Stars look to take that fight at the mid tower, especially I think Zenith may be worried about Primal Split not being, well, they're worried about Primal Split as well as the Mag RP. Primal Split not up, but Mag RP was. And with the Tide Ravage on cooldown, they decide not to commit to that tier 2. They'll commit to this tier 1 though. Although once again we may see a deny coming out. Nope, Queen of Pain last hits it. Well timed by Yamate. He needs to be careful up here. They're looking around for him. X-Freedom looking to run on in. There's a skew if he needs it to escape, but they've already left Lone Druid to go bottom lane. And has he gone for the Vlads? Nope, he's going straight for the Maelstrom. Picks up Mithril Hammer. It's now top lane. There's engagement coming out. Tide Ravage hits 3. Down goes the Brewmaster. Not going to get a chance to pop for the Primals, but he gets silenced up once again. XY still has his silence. Maybe going to use this in just a second. He doesn't even need it to bring down the mag. 3 heroes take a fall at top lane. Nothing in return. And that's with a 4v5 fight. That's with Yamate. Sorry, not Yamate. Ice in the bottom lane, farming away on his Lone Druid. That is not the kind of fight that Rising Stars were hoping for. Just too much initiation power coming in from Zenith. Things getting really ugly all of a sudden for Rising Stars. Zhao Chuji, the one and only hope really at this point, the Phantom Lancer. And right now it doesn't look like a very glimmering hope. We're going to lose a tier 2 tower. Only the one at bottom lane will be standing once this top one goes down. It looks like Zenith will commit to this. No Tide Ravage up, but plenty of damage there. And with Rising Stars having used that Mag RP, there's just so little to defend with. Brewmaster with a Blink ultimate, but still level 10. And at this point, 18 minutes in a level 1 ultimate is just really short duration and really short damage. 15-second duration, and well, those primal splits are just not really strong enough at level 1. The damage output just isn't really there. They almost probably double in damage output once you reach the level 2 ultimate. And once again, the push can continue at mid lane. Queen of Pain, well, here comes your next time. It looks like we're going to be seeing a Scythe of Ice, so additional lockdown coming out. More abilities to prevent Brewmaster ultimates, Mag ultis, focus down the Phantom Lancer. So much strong lockdown coming out of this Radiant Team Zenith as the push now continues. Maelstrom up on the Lone Druid. He's got this Ring of Regen, so maybe we see, I mean, we could even see something like a mech, as simple as a mech coming out on Lone Druid. At this point, as I said, he doesn't have to be going hard carry. He can just go for a mech, maybe a Vlad's for his team. Got Tide, who has enough gold for a Blink Dagger. Maybe he even picks up the mech. A mech on the Tide wouldn't be too bad if they want to go all out for this push early on, but Blink Dagger for a Blink Ravage is always going to be fantastic, and I think that's the more likely choice. That's what's playing on this career. Just some more wards for the time being. Tide Ravage still on cooldown for another 15 seconds, but even so, Zenith take a tier 2 tower uncontested. All the other towers now offline for the Rising Stars team. And there's your Blink Dagger. X-Freedom finds himself the Blink. They can probably look to go into Roshan now. Rising Stars, there's nothing really to contest this with. Without a Blink Dagger up on Mag, I mean, they've got a skewer RP, but it's still only a level 3 skewer. 1k range. Would love to have that extra 200 range from it, but we're not seeing that just yet. And this Roshan, well, looks like nothing coming in the way of a dispute over it. Stormstrick goes up to the high ground, drops a Remnant. Realizes, well, not much up here. He's just looking to scout things out, though. I think he's going to be taking the Aegis. Drops a branch. He wants it for himself. No point really putting on the Lone Druid. It's something which I think a lot of teams sillily do when they have Lone Druids that carry. He respawns in the arranged form, and also very rarely do you see the Lone Druid hero acts get focused down in team fight. Because generally it's the Spirit Bear you send in first, and Spirit Bear, well, if it gets focused down, it doesn't matter if your hero has the Aegis or not. It's something you can easily play around. XY, well, he's going to be playing around a Bloodstone soon. He's starting to build that with this point boost to pick up. And still no Diffusal on PL. Without this Diffusal defending, it's going to be very, very difficult. No Side of the Vice up just yet. And we're still seeing a gem pick up. I'd like to see a gem maybe to help bring down this PL. But I think more than anything, it's like, well, PL, maybe we can't kill him, but he's not going to kill us. He has not got the damage needed. He just doesn't really pose a threat. Although ganking him in places like we're seeing him now just isn't really possible without something like a gem, or at least Dust and Sentries. They haven't even got Dust and Sentry. Well, they've got one Dust actually on Tide. The only vision we'll see coming out of them. As a Zenith, I think they decide they don't want to push just yet. I think they realize, well, they're in no rush. They've got this huge, huge lead, and that's just going to get bigger and bigger. They'll start building towards an Assault Crest on the Lone Druid. Plate Mail already up, so when we see the Assault Crest, they can look to push, or maybe even, I mean, Side of the Vice coming on Queen of Pain. Zenith just looking to play this a lot safer, and there's your gem coming out on the Tide Hunter. So they'll get complete map control. They'll use the Tide to deward, and then they'll also vision of the Phantom Lancer. Makes it Phantom Lancer can't just pose as big a threat as he'd like to in these team fights. PL getting very close to that Diffusal Blade now. 400 or 500 gold off. It just needs, well, yeah, about 400 more gold, and he's going to have that Diffusal Blade up. Level 11 as well now on him. So things, I mean, they're in a really tough position, Rising Stars. They've got just the PL. They're also behind. They're also getting doubled in terms of total gold earned, 19k to 38k. Not just is it about a 20k gold lead, it's a 100% increase on the Zenith side in gold. If this is late game and you're looking at 60k versus 40k, it's not as big a difference as we're seeing right now. This gold difference is absolutely huge. Oh, even Lincolns? Oh, he is going Lincolns. Yamate going for a much safer option. I mean, you're blocking what? A Disruption, a Purge, and a Phantom Lance? I mean, there's not a whole lot that needs blocking. I guess it gives you some decent regen in general, but interesting little pickup here coming from the Queen of Pain. Would have almost been a good game to go for some DPS here, although plenty of DPS all around from the Zenith side. Soul Booster now up on XY on his Storm Spirit. And well, they're back to sieging. No Assault Crest yet on Lone Druid, but I think they're feeling pretty good and ready to at least start pushing. Spirit Bear just healing up at base, and they'll bring it in. And this is, I mean, they can just look to slow siege this. Send the Spirit Bear up, chip away at this, and slow and steadily take it down. Diffusal Blade now up for the Phantom Lance, so this will help with the stalling. He's only got 2 points in the Juxtapose though, so it's going to be a bit hard to get that full PL Illusion army up. Sends in the Spirit Bear, can't afford taking it too much damage. It gets Soul Catched up immediately, and here comes the flying. It's XY going in. He's found the Brewmaster. Can they bring him down in time? Gonna have to see a Sonic Wave. Everything gets blown on air. Make sure he goes down. XY, he's got the Aegis here. Also got himself with lots of mana, and it looks like Lone Druid just going to go for the tower, while Yamate, he gets to work, takes up the Shine Demon, skew it up. He needs to get out of here. He doesn't have the Aegis himself. He's going to get brought down. Yamate takes a fall. Maybe we see a buyback. Are we looking at a buyback? Nope, no buyback just yet. Tier 3 tower takes a fall, and with 2 heroes dead, looks like Zenith are going to back off. They get a Tier 3 tower for themselves. Now they're going to TP for some more farm. It was a good fight for them until Yamate just got a bit too greedy, chased a bit too far. They could have taken the Tier 3 tower regardless. Once Brewmaster's dead, I mean, Rising Stars can't really fight them. They can throw lances from afar and chip away, but they're going to lose that Tier 3 tower as soon as that Brewmaster dies. There's no real need for Yamate to go chasing like that, but what's done is done, and well, Zenith, end of the day, they walk away with a Tier 3 tower and with themselves in a slightly better position. Lone Druid getting close to the Hyperstone gold he needs. Tide couldn't find a Ravage in that fight, but I think he was just happy to watch his team take a free Tier 3 tower. There's bottom lane now. We've got a number of Zenith heroes grouped up here, and while they've still got this Aegis, I imagine they look to take another fight. They've got about 2 minutes left on the Aegis. They can have Storm Spirit. Once again, zip on in, and then you've either look for the Mag or look for the Brewmaster. If you go flying on the Brewmaster, silence him up and look to burst him down, fantastic. And the only way that Rising Stars can stop it is with an RP being used. And if that's the case, you use an RP just on a Storm Spirit who's got an Aegis. Maybe you kill him once, but you're not killing him once he respawns from Aegis. So Storm Spirit, basically, his battle plan is to go zipping in and try find a pick-off on his own. Queen of Pain will look to come in, but Queen of Pain has to be very careful not to get caught in that RP, because otherwise Rising Stars can use that RP to pick off the Queen of Pain. There we go. Once again, Storm just goes flying in, looks for the Brewmaster, will find him. Looks like Mag is nowhere near the neighborhood here. Can they bring down air in time? Disruption will be used to keep him alive a bit longer. Need that, use that a bit faster. Queen of Pain, Blink, Scream. Brewmaster, he blinked out. The Scream actually followed him, it looks like. So he'll do a lot of damage here, but the big news is the Raxus have taken a fall. Mag RP catches out 3. There's a Tide Ravage, so you can't go walking into this Tide Ravage. Looks like Rising Stars know that the Skewer's in the Tide. He does get off a Ravage. Hits in July. It looks like it only catches him. XY on the side is going to try to bring down the PL. PL going to take a fall here, and now they move on to XDD as well as the Brewmaster. 1, 2, 3, 4. They all fall down. Only the Shadow Demon left standing. He's now back at his own found. PL brought back. This could be the end of XY. He's out of mana here. You can see another Lance go flying in. XY looks like he'll be just okay here. Not going to be enough damage to bring him down, and Zhao Tuji forced back. Nice. His Hyperstone now up on the Lone Druid. He's doing a lot more damage. PL and Shadow Demon the only 2 left standing, as it looks like, well, they're going to retreat. Nice does a bit of damage here at the tier 3. Recalls his pair. And this is going to be Assault Crest up very soon, just about 1k gold away from it. Mid-Rax is now down. And Zenith, well, they don't take any losses that fight. Yep, no heroes take a fall. Easy set of Raxes for them. They haven't got the Aegis anymore, but if they want to, they can wait for Roshan to respawn before their next push. But I have a feeling they won't look to do so. They'll look to just they'll look to siege this bottom lane. They won't be as aggressive with Stormstrip flying in, looking to pick off Brewmaster. It'll be more of a send the Spirit Barrier and chip away at the towers. And well, Rising Stars aren't even going to wait around for it. They're going to call GG. They decide this game is all but lost, and I have to agree with them. Looking at this gold difference, it's still this Zenith with more than double the Chinese team's total gold. XP, not quite reaching that double mark, but very close. And the entire Rising Stars team going to disconnect from the game and concede defeat to Zenith, who now go 2-0 in their group. Zenith have one more match in their group stage up against Mineski, and if they beat Mineski, they have completely clean swept their group, which is what you'd expect. Taking a look at their group, it's not an easy group by any means. You've got a lot of known teams in the Asian region. With one Chinese threat in Rising Stars, you've got a tough Thai team in Neolution Esports, and then you've got, well, Mineski. And you can never count out Mineski. Mineski definitely a team who could potentially give Zenith a run for their money here in our Dotatalk League. Sponsored by Steel Series, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back soon with Zenith up against Mineski as our 3rd match of today in the Dotatalk League. It's now sunny out here. I'm in LA, and, well, the sun has risen, so you always know it's a good night of casting Asian Dota when it goes from dark to light. So guys, we'll be back soon with more Dota 2 action. I'm Gods from Beyond the Summit. You can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/BTSGods, and be sure to check out the other Beyond the Summit stream. LD is streaming, I believe, with Merlini. He's casting the Orange Esports games. Orange defeated the Chain Stack, then they're up against in their last match. Who are they up against? I'm not actually sure. They're up against one other team. Not First Departure. They already lost to First Departure. Orange have one more match, which LD will be streaming, but we'll be covering Zenith versus Mineski. That's coming up next, guys. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll be back live soon with more Dota 2 action.